Good morning, students. It is Thursday, and we are going to connect today about the author's style poem. So that is what we're introducing today. We have spent all of this time reading and looking at poems really, really closely, and now we're going to attempt to do it on our own. So if you have this packet handy, actually you should have this packet handy. So if you don't have it, pause, go get it, and then come back. We're going to go over what you need to do for your author style poem. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I came up with a nifty way to make sure that you cover all of the things that I'm asking of you. The first thing is you are going to imitate, meaning create a poem that's in the style of one of three poems that we've read. And those three poems are Mother to Son by Langston Hughes, All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare, or Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. You need to pick one of those poems, and you're going to create your own version in the same style that has a metaphor for life. So Mother to Son is all about what life has been like. Same for, and then All the World's a Stage is kind of Shakespeare's philosophy on life, which you did that work last weekend. And finally, you can think of if there is a bigger metaphor for life in Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, but I included that one this year, that you would have the option to show off some rhyme if you would like, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So the whole point of this is for you to take a poem that you know and make your own version of it, okay? And I should be able to, in your own version, know which poem you are copying or imitating. Now, when I say copying or imitating, I mean it should be in their style, but it should totally be written by you, and it should include like original content. It's your own poem. You just are kind of matching the way that they wrote it. First thing we're going to do, your requirements. Poem requirements. This is my idea. The first one is that it must have a title. Title your work. Second one is that I want it to be typed, or if you can write it neatly handwritten and you can get access to unlined paper, meaning like printer paper, then do that. Because I'm going to be collecting all of these, and we're going to make a poetry book of all of the sixth graders' poems, okay? So if you're going to do it on paper, that's totally fine, but I want it to look as neat and as pretty and as professional as possible. Number 3, it needs to be at minimum 16 lines long. So you need to have at least 16 lines in your poem. You can have more if you'd like, but you need to have 16. Number 4, like I said earlier, it needs to be the same style, but original content. So take the poet's poem and make it your own. Finally, you need to include these poetic devices. The first 4, alliteration, assonance, simile or metaphor, and imagery, those need to be in everybody's poem, no matter which poem they choose. However, if you choose Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, I would like you to show me some rhyme as well, okay? That's the only poem that has really good examples of rhyme. So, you need to include those. Finally, it needs to have an MLA format heading. Remember, for poetry, we don't really care about punctuation or grammar, but your heading needs to have that on there. And Miss Doyle, what is the heading? What do I need to do for MLA format heading? Oh my goodness, I prepared for that. It should have your name, and then my name, then language arts, and then I want you to put the due date, which is April 27th, 2020. That's on Monday. So that's what MLA format looks like. Again, you can pause the video and write this stuff down. Okay, those are the things you need to include. That's on this front page. Let's look at the back page. The back page has your rubric. You can be checking that to make sure you're following what I'm asking of you. And then this top part here is the coding, which means when you make your poem, I want you to actually show me which parts are alliteration, accents, and all that. So this is how you're going to code your poetic devices. The first one, simile or metaphor examples. You only need one. If you have more, that's fine. I want you to put a star next to them. You can do that in pen, or if you're using a word processor, if you are doing this digitally, then you can just add a star, one of the buttons on your keyboard. Okay? The next one. You are going to bold your alliteration example. Make it bold. You are going to italicize, do you like that, the handwritten italicize? I was impressed. The assonance example. Italicize that. You are going to underline your examples of imagery. Underline the examples of imagery. And then finally, if you're doing Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, that's fine. That's an awesome poem to imitate. And I just would like you to circle your rhyme example. Now, if you're someone who wants to include rhyme in the other poem, that's fine. Throw it in there. But it's only required for Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, okay? That's the project. So you're creating your own poem. Poem requirements, front page. The way you mark your poetic devices, back page of your pencil border sheet. Use this resource, please. Now, if you're in your packet, the packet that Michelle gave me, yeah. The first sheet, actually this one and this one are both pre-writing worksheets. You can pick which pre-writing worksheet you would like to use. I gave you 2 versions. They are similar, but they're slightly different. I want you to pick, of the 2, which one works for you, okay? So don't say, Ms. Doyle, do I have to do both pre-writing worksheets? No, you need to pick one of the 2. Whichever one you prefer, whichever one you think is more helpful for you, that's the one you should use, okay? And that's your homework tonight, is actually to start your pre-writing worksheet. Now, there's another thing I've included in your packet. A writing skill, imitating a poet's style. This gives you some helpful hints on how you can do that if you don't know how to get started. One of the things you want to pay attention to is this top one, which is the big idea. What was the original poet trying to get a lot? And what, hold on. Sorry. What is the big idea the original poet was trying to get across? And therefore, what big idea are you trying to get across? What is your poem trying to say? Okay? So use this. You don't have to do any work with it. That's just helpful information. And then I also included, this is tomorrow, but I just want to let you know, a rough draft worksheet for Mother to Son, as well as for All the World's a Stage. I do not have a rough draft worksheet for Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, but if you take a look, it is just the poem on one side and then the lines on the other, so you could do that on your own if you choose Robert Frost's. Again, I'm not going to answer questions on things that I covered in the video, so if you have questions on this, I'm going to return you to this video so that you can get your questions answered. So your homework tonight, pick a poem and do it your pre-writing worksheet. Remember, pick one. Do you want to do this one or this one? It doesn't matter. They're similar. They're just a little bit different. It's whatever works for you. Pick a poem and do the pre-writing worksheet so that you can begin your author style poem where you're imitating a poet. Don't forget your poem requirements and how to show those poetic devices. We're going to go over these again and these again tomorrow when we do the rough draft. But yes, have fun, select a poem, and enjoy trying to kind of make it your own. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you have any questions about things that I didn't cover in this video or any clarifications on what I did, absolutely send me a message. I am here to help. And I hope you have a great day. And yeah, good luck. Bye.